How's everyone doing today? Can everyone see me? Let's see. Thank you for joining and welcome. For the people that can hear me, can you guys put like something in the chat? Maybe a thumbs up if you can see me, hear me. Let me know if everything is okay, and then we'll start. Great. Let me just share my screen. All right. So, hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about digital marketing. We're not going to have the entire day, of course, but there's a lot to be talked about actually. So if there's any questions, because I'm a person that's very interactive, if there's any questions, just put the questions in the chat. I can see them because maybe at the end of the webinar, we won't have enough time to answer every question. We're going to be talking about digital marketing. It's going to be in a very broad sense. So it's actually going to be about just growth and then tips and tricks on how to implement this. If you want to talk about it in a deeper level, we can always talk about it afterwards with the Q&A, and then we can see how we can set that up. But I'm going to begin. So as many of you already know, my name is 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗵𝗴. And we're going to talk about me first, but I'm going to show you a table of content. We're going to be talking about my working experience. So about me, the digital shift, building a smart strategy, cost-effective growth tactics, data that drives results, combining channels, and then afterwards, we're going to have a Q&A. Again, if I'm going too fast for you or if you're not understanding something, that's okay. I'll just make sure that I read your message in the chat. All right, so the first thing, my experience. So in the last, let's say, 5 years, I've worked for a couple of companies that are considered pretty big. So I've worked for Meta, so that entails Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. I was a marketing specialist for them in that category. I've worked for Stellantis, which is the owner or the manufacturer of Peugeot, Dodge, Maserati, Opel, Citroën, you name it, Alfa Romeo, all of those cars. This last, let's say, year, I've been a digital marketing coordinator for the Curacao Tourist Board. Of course, everyone here will know what that is. And I'm as well the owner and the head consultant of Shape, which is my own marketing strategy, marketing agency. All right. So the digital shift. We're going to be talking about traditional marketing. The sound is low. Should I up the volume? Wait 1 second. Is this better, Marcia? Is this better for you, or is it still a little bit low? Just let me know in the chat. We're going to be talking about the digital shift. So that's traditional marketing versus digital marketing as well. Marcia, don't forget to tell me in the chat if you can hear me better now or not. So traditional marketing relies on print, TV, radio, making it costly and hard to measure, and it's often against a broad audience, right? So we're going to be talking about 4 points that I think, I won't say negative, but I'm going to say that are less of an advantage for you to have as a small business, which is it's one way. Whenever you're using a traditional marketing sense or a traditional campaign, billboards, television, or the radio, there is no interaction with your group. No, it's still on the replay to listen better. Okay, wait, I'll get it. Let me make sure I get it a little bit louder. And now, is it better now? I think because I raised the volume now, maybe it's better now. So it's going to be one way, like I was saying. And that means that you don't know what your audience wants. So, if, for example, you invest 10,000 bucks on a commercial, but you don't know if it's a high converting commercial, except for maybe more people are entering your store or something else like that, right? We want to know what's happening immediately. We want to know what the people want immediately because that's what's going to bring us the results and that's what's going to make us better than our competitors, right? Second of all, it's hard to measure. I don't know how many of y'all. Uh, okay, she's going to listen on a replay. All right. Thank you, Marcia. I don't know how many of y'all have actually um, advertised on television before or on the radio, but they don't give you, especially on the island, they don't give you exact measurements for maybe, let's say, for how many people are listening to it at the moment. You don't know what age group is listening to it at the moment. You know if the people that you are sending it out to are actually people that are interested in anything that you're selling. You're just praying that it's actually going to become better, right? So it's hard to measure. It's expensive, especially here on the island. Billboards are very expensive, especially for small businesses. Commercial on TV is very expensive. Filming is very expensive as well. And it brings little flexibility for you, especially for a small company that is trying to, or small to medium company that is trying to get to a certain way or get to a certain goal with the budget that you have at that moment in time. And it's mass marketing. You're not only targeting one person as well. Like if you're driving in a car, you just hear what they want you to hear. So, for example, you're driving in a car and you hear a commercial about Koiman. Uh, Everyone hears it. So children from 5 years old, they hear it as well, even though they're not going to buy anything from it, right? So that's just the thing. On the contrary, digital marketing, the four positive points in my point of view are it's interactive, it's real conversations. Whenever you post something or whenever you're busy with a campaign, you know in real time the engagement, comments, people want to connect with your brand. They're going to follow your brand. They're going to do everything at that moment in time, and you can see it in real time come to fruition, right? It's very data rich. This is what we need, especially marketeers. People like us, we love to have data. Why? Because everything we do is based upon data. Um, we know exactly what we want to do it and when we want to do it and how we want to show people it because everything is well thought out. Why everything is well thought out? So imagine you have 10 posts. You're posting, let's say you're posting 10 times a week on your business page, and only one of those posts are doing considerably well. That means that we're going to make 10 more posts like the ones that are doing well to make sure that every time we have growth in our posts and in our creatives, right? Uh, it's very cost flexible. I know for a fact, in my experience with marketing, with advertising and such, that you can have or you can market to the entirety of Curacao for let's say $100. That that's on Facebook. So everyone on Facebook and Instagram can see your ad for about $100 a week. So that's pretty cheap, comparable towards the TV, the radio, and billboards, etc., right? And print. It's very targeted and personalized. You decide who gets to see what you want to see. I'm going to be talking about buyers personas as well, and that's going to make it better for you. I don't know, a lot of people may know what buyers personas are already, but it's actually a very good thing to have knowledge over. But it's targeted and personalized. You decide who gets to hear what you want them to hear, when you want them to hear it, about what, right? And that's the number one thing that we want to do. We don't want to make it that they just get like a load of information and that no one knows what you're talking about. You want to, if we're selling to kids, we want to make sure that we target the kids. If we're selling to teenagers, we want to target the teenagers and we want to talk in the tone of a teenager, right? And that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we're going to do. Um, so where are your customers as well? Is everyone okay? Let me know if everyone is okay, if everyone is still keeping up, and that will be good. So I know that everything is okay with you all. Um, Great. So, where are your customers? These are some market analysis facts. 87% of shoppers do product research online. So that means that imagine you have a product that you're selling. In Curacao, we have like a lot of people that sell like, I don't know, juice bottles or whatever. 87% of the people do their product research online. They look online, and Curacao is like more like Facebook, but we use social media to see what is good and what is acceptable and what people like. Before people come onto the island as well, what I've realized while working for Curacao Tourist Board is that people do diligent research before they go to the island. So if you think that you have like, for example, you rent out ATVs, or you rent out Sea-Doos, jet skis, or you rent out things of the such, you have apartments. If you think that when they come to the island, they're selecting you, or that they just didn't select you, it's because maybe your presence online isn't what it's supposed to be, because they already make their choices before they get to the island in the first place. Some of them don't reserve it, but they know, like, okay, once we get there, we're going to choose this. So 53% of the web traffic is mobile. That's just a normal fact. The average person spends 6 hours and 37 minutes online, meaning that people are more on their mobile devices, right, than they're watching television. So it means that you have their attention more and better while you're actually advertising online. And 90% of purchases are influenced by online sources. So that means that out of, let's say, for example, your market, the market that you're in sells 100,000 guilders every month. 90% of those purchases are due to the marketing, the influence, how people see it. And of course, you also have like their names, right? Because their names is also something that you do. It's something that you build. That's brand building. It's also something that you do online. So, which is a pretty considerable amount, which is majority, right? If there's any questions, please don't hesitate. If I'm going too fast, let me know as well, because I'll just stop and answer your question, and then we'll make sure that we can keep on going. All right. So now we're going to be talking about marketing without a massive budget. So we want to market smart. We don't have to do it big. We don't have to have a big budget. It's all about how we do it, and with the thought behind as well. Everything has to be thought out. Everything has to be planned. You can't just be like, I want to do this, and that's going to be happening in the next week, right? It takes time, but time is good, because that means that we're more prepared, and that we know what we're going to do, and that we can expect a certain type of results. All right. So these are some easy wins that I put down for you guys, that are easy for you to use to already start if you're in a business, because a lot of the people that are here at the moment are either starting or are in the startup phase, or are medium enterprises that want to reach the next level. These are a couple of things that we can use that are low of cost. Some of them are free, that can still get you considerable results, right? Considerable conversion, which means considerable profit. So blogging and SEO, so that's free traffic to your website, to your social media, to whatever you would want. Social media, of course, Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, you name it, TikTok, Snapchat. Everything is very, 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 but you have to know what to post where, of course, because every social media channel has their own audience. But go crazy. Email marketing is very interesting. A lot of people, and this is with my own experience on the island as well, a lot of people on the island have a database of a lot of emails, but they don't use it. While in the rest of the world, email marketing is one of the number one sources of returning customers. So that means that if a customer has bought already once from you and you have their email, then you can make the customer buy not only once, not only twice, but you can make them buy every time that you have a campaign, every time a season changes, every time it's a holiday, that they can come back and buy your product, right? That's what we want. We want the returning customers because those bring in the constant flow, right? The constant cash flow that we want. So UGCs and testimonials, that's free trust. And after that, I put free tools that you can use for these things. So for blogging, you can create blogging, you can create blogs. That's Canva, you can use it, that's free. You also have a paid version. I recommend the paid version if you have a person that does marketing for you. MailChimp is for the email. Canva is also for the social media. You can create posts with that. And the Google Analytics is to keep up with the which analytics with the traffic, how many people came from what platform did they come, what are they looking at, etc. Right? So, smart digital strategy framework. I have put together a 7-step growth plan for any business to use so that they can actually see like, all right, I want to do this. How am I going to start from start to finish? What am I going to do? How am I going to make it better? Uh, Out of all those easy wins, which one do you prefer? Great question, Aaron. Which one do I prefer personally? I think that social media is the best way to start something from nothing, right? So from blogging and SEO, from for blogging, you already have to have a presence or people need to be interested in what you do and what you sell. Depends what your product is. If your product is something that already exists and already has its market, you can create blogs about it. But people still need to trust your brand, right? SEO is something that is like, of course, it's amazing, but a lot of the traffic comes to your website comes from social media these past few days, especially with like TikTok Shop, Instagram Shop, and stuff like that. Email is my second favorite, of course, because again, a high return on investment. Uh, but social media is the number one thing. You can create something out of nothing. You can grow your channel internationally without even paying. Um, I know a lot of people that have YouTube channels or TikToks that reach certain audiences in, let's say, America that can actually use it to convert to sell products in dollars. And you're living on an island which uses guilders and you can win money in dollars, which is great. And it's actually limitless. So the possibilities and let's say the way that you can create a better let's say business for yourself is by using social media. Trust me, it's one of the best things. I hope that answers your question, Aaron. All right. Smart digital strategy framework, the 7 steps. So, excuse me. I'm going to be talking about the 7 steps growth to growth. All right. So, the first one is set smart goals. Does everyone know what SMART goals are? Because I can just name them. SMART goals is specific goals, or they have to be specific, they have to be measurable, they have to be achievable, they have to be relevant, and they have to be time bound. So that spells out SMART, right? It's an abbreviation. So for example, um, I want to reduce overtime in my department for 150 from 150 hours a month to 15 hours a month by the end of this year. So it's you mentioned time, you mentioned something specific. It's something that's measurable. You can achieve it. It's achievable, of course, and it's relevant to what you're doing at that moment in time, or relevant to your job, or whatever interests you at that moment in time. So that's a SMART goal. So, for example, in marketing, we'll say I want to increase my conversion rate by 2%. No, I want to increase my conversion rate by 2% from the 2% that I already have. And I want to do that by the end of this year, right? So you have to create those certain steps in between so we can get that. So second is know your audience. So right now I'm going to be speaking about the buyer's personas. Buyer persona is your ideal person that you want to be your client, right? So for example, um, I don't know if anyone has an example of something that they would like for me to apply it to, because I think that will be better. If someone has a thing for me to apply to, like a business or a product that you can name, and I will apply to it so you can see it in your own way. A sip and paint launch. Okay, great. This is amazing, right? So you have a sip and paint launch, Dorothy. Um, and this sip and paint launch, of course, so sip, I would imagine drinking, so it's alcoholic. So it has to be around 18 plus, right? So that means that you already cut down your age group, your target group, right? So people from 0 to 18, they don't have to be, they're not your, let's say, ideal people, right? Um, a bias persona also has to have a certain hobby, right? So it's a sip and paint lunch. So you want creatives at your store. That's your perfect client. You want a creative. You want people that like to have fun, like to drink, like I think of as well a social setting while doing something that they love, right? You can even tie a certain amount of income to it. I don't know what you ask for a sip and paint lunch, what the entry is, but let's say it's $100, 100 gulden per persoon. That means that it's not that expensive. It's pretty inexpensive. So the people don't have to make more than, let's say, 30,000 to 100,000 gulden let's say a year. Um, and they have to be creatives and they have to do all those things, right? So just from that already, I know that if we're talking about tourism, if you just want to bring that to the table because it's a pretty touristic thing as well. And a tip for you is in my buyer's persona experience for CTB, I've realized that people from Brazil and Colombia are very romantic and are very social. They're socialists, right? And they're in a group setting a lot. So they would be your perfect client. So you would be searching for a sip and pain is more maybe a more female demographic, but let's say doesn't matter 50-50 male, female. Let's say in their let's say a lot of younger people aren't really of that thing. So let's say between 23 and 35 or maybe to 40, and that's maybe pushing it already, um, making from 30K a year to all the way to there's of course no limit to where you want to make it. They have to be a creative and the most people that you would want, maybe you would want more from Europe, but the people that spend the most at the moment is people from Latin America. So that would be your buyer's persona. So that's what you do. And because you created that buyer's persona, that means that you can actually target and market towards that person. So right now, if you're marketing, you're speaking to everyone, right? But right now, I'm actually speaking to you, right? I'm speaking to Dorothy because I'm talking about something that you like and something about you, something that you brought up. So that means that we're having a direct line with each other. So that means that the client feels more, how do you say, targeted, feels more important because it's like, hey, are you a creative? Do you like to be in a social setting? Do you like to be around these kind of people or this vibe and da, da, da? Then you can come to my sip and paint launch, right? And then it's like 10 times more relatable and relatability brings more money because people are like, okay, it's so nice here and I'm with people around me that feel the same way and all those things. So that's why a buyer's persona is one of the most important things to do. Pick your channels. I hope that helped you a little bit, Dorothy. If not, then of course we'll speak afterwards. Um, Pick your channels. That's the next part. Why? Um, if your business doesn't have anything to do with certain demographics, then you shouldn't bother marketing towards certain social media platforms or demographics, right? So, for example, Snapchat, that's just the most things that gets sold there are cosmetics. So that means that you're gonna probably hire an influencer, and that influencer is going to be make doing her makeup, outfit of the day, blah blah blah, with your product or your brand, something that you sell. Maybe if you're a wholesaler, or maybe if you just sell L'Oreal product or whatever, and that's what you do. But like, for example, if you sell cars, you don't have anything to do on Snapchat. Snapchat is not for you. And the quicker you realize that what is for you and what is not for you, the less money, time, and energy you spend on things that don't really need it, right? So one thing as well, the next step is very important. It's plan your content. I think it's one of the major things that you have to do. Plan everything far, 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 far ahead. So right now, Curacao, we're already planning on the next carnival, right? I'm pretty sure the Vijfdag is being planned as well as we speak. I'm pretty sure that the next Curacao North Sea Jazz Festival is already being, that's the thing that we want to achieve. Why? Because we need to be a step ahead so we can see, so we can test everything, which is the next step. So we can test small first. We got to test the interest of people, see what they really like, see if that's something that they will want to see or want to hear or want to go to. And then we can scale that up into something that is more convertible, right? Uh, Sixth, we got to track results. Of course, like I told you, everything is data. Maybe a question has been answered, but can you give info on how we in Kiosk can receive funds from royalties from Amazon, or which platforms to use for clients to pay me through websites? Because many either don't have Curacao on or demands to have Curacao in USA or Europe. I will come back to you about that because it's a very difficult thing that Curacao has been going through a lot lately. But there's a way that you can still get that. Are you talking about like creator links and stuff like that where you get like a commission? Let me know, because like when you sell something you get a commission. Sounds still low, so I will listen and check the recording better, but the info sounds interesting. Thanks. I will let you know, and just remind me to answer you in the at the end. I hope you hear it. So the last part, optimize often. That's something that is so underrated, is optimization. Imagine your goal was to get I don't know what kind of companies these people have, except for Dorothy, of course. I imagine you have a restaurant, right? And your goal is to have 50 people to eat every day at your restaurant. If you have if you have an advertisement, a campaign, or creative that makes it possible for you to get those 50 clients, don't stop at the 50 clients, right? Look at what it did, look at how you did it, and convert that into something that can generate you 75 clients a day, right? Because what we want is constant growth. Marketing is a tool for you to grow. That's it. And that's why I like marketing. I've done sales as well. Nothing beats good marketing. Great marketing is anything. I can sell the worst of worst stuff. Right? I can sell stuff that doesn't really matter in a few days. Like there's a box of matches, right? For candles. If you market it in a certain way that people will want it, it doesn't matter if the product costs 2 cents to make, if it costs $1 to make, if it costs $100 to make. The point is that people want it. And when people want your product, that's when you get those sales. All right. Let's go to the next. Of course, again, if anyone has any questions, let me know. I'm open for all the questions. If you want me to like apply something towards your company or your business, I'm here to help. I'm here to make sure that you get all the information you need so we can move forward, right? So we can all be better in this in marketing, and especially in Curacao. There's a lot of things that we are good in, and there's a lot of things that we need to work on. So I'm happy to be doing this. So the power of data. Don't guess, but track. All right. So for me, these are personal favorites, right? These are the top KPIs to track. So the first one, if you have a website, your website traffic is one of the best things. I even recommend putting a Google Pixel or a Meta Pixel so you can heat map your a website. Heat mapping is basically there's a tag you can use on your website where you can see where people look at the most on your website. So, for example, people are scrolling on your website, and you see you have an e-commerce store, and people see that you're looking at they're looking at the a certain lip gloss the entire time. You can see that, right? So you can see what people look at the most and where they scroll, where they stop, where they hover their mouse above. It's so underrated and it's so effective, especially overseas. It's if you do this today, if you like start in the next couple of weeks, months, you will be a front runner in the Caribbean. Click-through rate, of course, we want to know the percentage of people that look at our ads and links and emails, and we want to look at how many of them clicked on it. How many of them did we intrigue enough for them to click on this link or this ad or on this email, for them to open it up and for them to visit our store? Very, very, very critical, right? We want to know how many of those people actually are interested because that means that that interest shows us if our ad is boring, if our ad is low converting, if our ad is not worth it, if it's not spot on, right? That's how we get that perfect campaign going. Conversion rate, of course, the percentage of website visitors or marketing campaign participants who complete a desired action. The desired action is, of course, them selling a product, signing up for a product, ordering something, or using something, right? Customer lifetime value. For me, this is something that in my later years has come to my attention, which is very, very important, is customer lifetime value. The lifetime value of a customer is very, very, very important. And let me explain to you why. It's important because, of course, let me explain. It's a prediction of the net profit a business can make or a person can make from a customer, right? For example, if you're a person that sells something that you can only buy once in a lifetime, for example, you sell caskets for funerals. If everything is okay, you're supposed to buy one casket for your entire life, right? That's it. So that's a pretty low customer lifetime value because they only buy once. That's why the price is higher as well for that because people are only going to buy once. They're not going to buy 5 to 10, right? They're going to buy once. Uh, for example, a supermarket, you have constant flow of customers, right? And that customer is going to spend maybe $100 today, but they're going to spend $500 whenever they're doing groceries for the entire month, or maybe 1,000. It depends on how big their family is and stuff like that. So that's a very critical thing as well. Customer lifetime value. Um, let's see if are there any questions about this? Let me know. I'll be happy to help, happy to let you know, of course. Uh, see, let's say I want to make a website from scratch. What tools do I need, or what is the budget? Do you have any range? And does having social media linking to this website play a big role? It does. It does. It does. Okay, so let me start with the first question. You want to make a website? Of course, if you want to make it from scratch, that's a very big thing because from scratch means you coding it on your own. And if you're not a person that codes, then you cannot make the website, of course. There's ways that you can use templates. There's ways that you can use AI to create a website for you. So you can use Canva that can design AI as well. So that's also a tool I've given already, but Canva can design those tools. You can use WordPress, you can use BlueStacks, and you can use Elementor to create the website. But those are more for people that know what to do with it. So I would recommend hiring someone to create your website for you and telling them what it is that you exactly need. What is the budget for a website? So a website can it can vary, right? So it depends. If it's a template website, you can have one sold for 500 guilders even. So that's the cheapest thing. I think that's the cheapest you will get. 500 guilders to 750 guilders is the cheapest you'll get. Depends on what you want, of course, on the website. Um, but those are the most basic of websites, just templates, usually for information. What is better in start a website or landing pages? So that's a good question. It depends on your product and what you're selling. But let me continue with Aaron's question first, and then I'll get to you, Marcia. Do you have a range? Okay, so let's say for the templates, say you can expect between 500 and 1500 guilders. Um, and for, let's say, medium coding and the e-commerce stores, you're talking about like 2000 to 5000 for e-commerce stores. Depends how much products you need to add. Fully coded, you're talking about 5 to 10 to maybe more. Uh, a website, I've seen websites go for like 50K easy. Depends on the company, what they want to do, how much people that they have to maintain. If it's a very high traffic website, you need a good host. It's a lot, but you can get it for as little as 500. And does having social media linking to this website play a big role? Of course, mega. So, like I said in the beginning, social media is the when you ask the question about if social media is the best thing to have, and those five things, I said no, not social media. Which of the five things are the best to have? I said social media because social media, whenever you're converting in all those opportunities, when you also have to make sure that you make them go somewhere. So you can't just put a campaign out and advertise and just pray that people go to your website. You have to guide people. You have to see those people as sheep to guide them. You are the person that wants to bring them somewhere. You have to guide them. Um, okay, Marcia, what is better inside a website, landing page, and digital products, ebooks? Oh, for digital products and ebooks. I think, Marcia, that you're going more in the international route, and then I think a landing page is the best for you because I would imagine that you're not going to just use one niche. I think you're going to use different kinds of niches, and you're going to try to scale up like that. So I think for you, it's best to do a landing page, so they can just get that specific thing. A landing page is like for one specific product, right? If you have like a lot of products and if you want to do like branded things, so for example, branded drop shipping or something like that, a website will be better for you, but it will take more time, but it will convert higher. It will be more trustworthy because people like that more. They like it better. Joella Inesia. We use WordPress for our websites. What are good website tracking tools? Um, what do you want to track? The things that I said, free versus paid. Oh, free versus paid. Okay. So of course, Google Analytics is the easiest thing to do. You just tie your Google account to the website using WordPress as well. There's a lot of plugins that are free as well. SEMrush is great. SEMrush is a great tool, free for SEO and for the keywords. Google Trends is also good for SEO keywords. But SEMrush does the keywords. It looks at your website score, what you could do better if it's high, if it's something that people would like to look at. So if it's an attractive website or not. If the backend is nice. If people were, it can even tell you if people were sloppy with making your website or not. So I don't know. You should look into that. Of course, we can also speak after this um, to make sure that we have everything. Um, of course, if there are more questions, let me know. All right. So the key learnings of this little teaching webinar uh, is marketing has changed, right? We're going from traditional to digital. Traditional is dying out. Traditional is becoming way too expensive for something that doesn't have to be expensive. It's not just digital marketing is not just a tool. It's how you do it. It's how we get there. You can grow a business without a big budget. You can get more money without spending more. In Curacao, not just in Curacao, in the entire world, we have a saying. It's called "You need to spend more to make more," or "You need to spend money to make money." To a certain extent, that's true, but not because you're spending more, it means that you're gonna get more automatically, right? Because if you're just spending just to spend and not pointed at something, then you're not going to get the results you want. And then you're not going to get the conversion you want. So that means that you're not going to get the profit that you want. Use data to guide your steps. Please don't walk blindly into something, into a campaign. Don't walk blindly into anything else. Make sure that you use data to keep up all your choices, not just in marketing, for your business as well. Data is everything, especially in this day and age with AI. And with AI, I would love to make a webinar about AI as well, of course, and get that going. But we'll see. I have a lot of people that I have a lot of colleagues and people that are like very deep in that would love to share their ideologies with all of you. Mix your channels strategically. So, like I said in the beginning, make sure that you choose what is best for your company, what is best for you, and make sure that it has what you need to have. The demographic that you need to have, the target group, what they what their hobbies are, and everything like that. Yes. So, like I said, my name is 𝗕𝗂𝘀𝗲𝗿𝗶. I have a marketing agency. We do everything from strategy to execution. If you are interested in talking to me about any of these things that you've heard, of course, there's so much more that we can talk about. We can talk the entire day about so many things, but I didn't want to go into detail with anything because it becomes a rabbit hole and we keep on spiraling down and then we're never going to end it. And this is just a very broad tips, tricks, how to do it. The 7-step plan is just very broad. If you want to be more deep, if you want to go more deeply within the marketing terms and whatever, like all those stuff, we can make an appointment. Of course, I do consulting as well, and I do facilitate, of course, everything as well. So I have marketeers and I have people that help clients get skill, get the profit they want, get the post that they want, the reach that they want, the growth that they want. We use flexible prices. You don't have to pay us a lump sum of money. So, for example, if you have a goal for by the end of this year, you wanna you wanna grow by 20%, um, and it's gonna cost you in total 10,000 guilders, then we're not going to ask you the 10,000 guilders. We're going to ask you, for example, 5 installments of 2,000 guilders so that you as a company as well don't feel the pressure too much of having to pay that amount of money because we can understand that some companies um, feel that pressure. But I can say I can say with confidence that we have companies that are with us that for a thousand guilders a month, they get more than what they want and what they deserve, and they are very happy with that as well. Maybe next time I'll let a client come on this webinar. Eugene Goed Gedrag. Could you give me a hint and trick how I can creatively market a photographer in Curacao? Of course. Let me finish this and I'll tell you. 1 second. So we have unmatched experience as well, of course. On this island, me and my team were the only people that have worked for two of the major companies in the digital space, for Google, Meta. So that's of course experience that you can't just buy. It's experience that has to be earned. We've been invited to work for Google. We worked for Curacao Tourist Board. So we even have marketed Curacao in its entirety, right? Uh, but I will be talking about. So that's what I'm talking about right now. So my marketing agency is called Shape, and that's why you see it up there. That's what I'm talking about right now, about our experience and about how you could use it, how you guys can get in contact with us so we can help you with that, or so we can give you tips and tricks on how to do anything better, right? And a real partnership. So at Shape, we're not just you're not just our client. We have constant, let's say, contact with you. We help you through everything. We make sure that you have your branding in order. So, for example, if you tell me, "Hey, Mikael, I want to revamp my entire business," we'll start from branding. We'll get you the nice branding going, and we'll do make sure that every step along the way you get what you want and what you deserve. Um, so to go back to Eugene, could you give me Eugene, what has helped in Europe as well a lot, and what the Caribbean is doing little by little, is actually using a portfolio website. So not just the Creative Cloud portfolio sharing or stuff like that, or just social media. Of course, social media is an amazing thing because that's how you're going to get the people there. But a portfolio website and the style of you, because every photographer has a certain style, right? They have a certain taste, certain style. They know what they like and stuff like that. If you can do that, first of all, get a portfolio website. Then you can use a Hi Hello, which is a digital card. It's a digital business card, which you're gonna link your portfolio to that, and you're gonna go to networking events, and you're gonna let people scan your digital card business card, and they're going to go immediately to your portfolio, and then they can see the pricing, they can see what they want, and if there's something that they don't know if you sell that, or if that's a package that they want to have specially, they can always fill out a form so you can know. So that way, that everyone that contacts you from the website is a warm lead, so it's already they're gonna it's they're likely gonna be sold already, right? uh, Social media for you is going to be also a very, very, very important thing. Like I said, social media for me is one of the most important, or if not the most important thing. You're gonna make content about how you go to photo shoots, and then you show the results at the end, right? You're going to interact with people. You're going to take photos. You're going to take photos for free as well, but you're going to film it. Don't give photos for free that you're not going to film. So it's not for free because you got content for it. So you still got something out of it, right? And you're going to make sure that you create that there's a lot of people that do that. And then you just make sure that you take the photos and you send these pictures to the people for free. Couples, go to sandals, go to hotels that have a lot of couples in them. I would recommend sandals. Grandin is also pretty flexible. And ask them like, hey, can I go around, ask people to take pictures of them, blah, 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 blah. That's a way that you can get your network up and that you can get your experience up as well. And that people can start to see what you do, and it will bring your name up on the island, because the island is still not there wholly digital. There is a little traditional going on with mouth to mouth, and uh, um, that you can't just enter certain circles. You have to have shown that you have some experience. Does that answer your question, Eugene? Did I give you enough to work on at the moment? Let me know. Uh, yes. All right. So, of course, thank you. This number right here, this is the number of Shape, my marketing agency. You can just text me a WhatsApp in this number right here. And social media, you can just say Mika Felice, but social media is more like LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, you can just add me and connect with me. You can also just see what I do on social media, but this is my phone number. You can call me, you can WhatsApp me, and that way we could make sure that we have contact.